Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So today I have got these cute little hats. So they're little embellishments, so you can put them into your journals. Now these ones that I have made into little paper clips, and I just think they are so cute. This one I have made into a little dingly dangly, which I've just popped a little hole in there. This one is also a paper clip. Now I think they look just so cute on the top of a page. So if you've got a lovely shabby journal or something like that, doesn't that look absolutely gorgeous? I'm loving these, and they're so simple to make. This one is a little dingly dangly, so this is a real sort of like pretty little one, so that would look nice in a shabby journal as well, wouldn't it? And they're gorgeous. This one I made, I'm not quite sure what to do with this one, but this is my steampunk top hat, and I just having a little play, and I think it's lovely. It's too big really to go in a journal, but I just thought it was really lovely. So I'm just going to pop that on the side to look at, because I think it's like a little mini, and I think it's absolutely gorgeous. So that was just a play, got the little feathers in there. So your imagination can just run wild, and I think these would look absolutely gorgeous. Now Easter's coming up, to make a lovely little Easter bonnet, and so I think they're really lovely. Really simple. A lot of them that I saw that you can make use sort of like plastic bottle tops, but I thought they were too big. I wanted something a bit smaller and a little bit thinner, so they can actually go into our journals without making them too bulky. And I think this is lovely. So look at that. Doesn't that look lovely? Really nice. So I'm going to show you how simple it is to make these. So it's a little bit of recycle and reuse again today. So we can either use our little tubes like this, which are flattened out, like I've showed you a few times before, or you can use some packaging. So this is Amazon packaging, and that's obviously the toilet roll tubes that are flattened out. So what we need to do, we need to cut some circles out. Now I've used a 2-inch circle on the die cut machine, and I've just sandwiched two together, and I've made that with the Amazon packaging. So that is for the actual rim of the hat. Now I've got two different sizes. This one is 1.5, and this one is 2 inches. Okay, so that's what we need, and then we need lots of these. Now this is for the top of the hat. So all as I've done, I've just punched out some of them on here. I've punched out with the toilet roll tube. So it all depends what you've got and what you want to use. I found that if you use the packaging of cereal boxes and stuff, the shiny side, it doesn't stick too well. It's like skids about a bit and takes a little longer to dry. So you just want sort of like cardboard on top of cardboard. It's so much quicker to dry, and it's a lot easier. So I've just used my hole punch, which is 3/4 of an inch, and I find they're the perfect size for both little hat sizes, like brim sizes. So I'm going to use a bigger one today. So I'm going to show you what I've done is sandwich them together like that. So I've just used some tacky glue. So just pop a little bit of glue on there like that and sandwich them together. Now using the Amazon packaging, it does squash down. So when you squash them, it will compact a little bit. Okay. So you can have as many as you like. It depends how big you want your hat. I normally use about, I think it was about 10 of them I used. So it doesn't look like that, does it? But they do squash down quite flat, and you don't want them too high. You want it so it squashes down nicely to go into your journal. So I'm just sticking these. I'm going to stick those on that I did earlier onto there as well. So just make a bunch of these up, just like that. So we have this one and we have that. So that just goes on top of each other. Then you want to pick what you want to pop on there, whether you want to use fabric, I've got a little bit of, I use paper on this one, which is this tea stain paper, and then I added the lace on the top. This one I've wrapped around with some string, which is just this very thin, not thin, soft. It's really soft on there, so that looks like a nice little straw hat. I think that looks really cute. These are what I used for the fabric. They're little squares on there, but I'm going to use today, I'm going to use some of this, which is like a netting. It's like a net curtain, so we don't have to cover this up. So I'm just going to pop that over there, so it's like a little straw hat. So what I've done, what I'm going to do is just cut a little square around it. So whatever you've got, just use, but I would probably practice with a bit of paper. So just practice with some tea stain paper. So I'm just going to sort of like cut this so it sort of goes round like that. Okay, just a little bit like that. Pop these bits out of the way. So I'm going to use my glue stick and just stick it down so it doesn't move about on the top, just like that. Okay, and then I'm going to use a little bit of 3-in-1 just around the outsides here, just to squash this fabric in, just like that. So it's just really covering the circles. Pop that in and just push these in. We do this way, just so it's pushed in, go all the way around. Doesn't have to be too neat because we're going to cover it up with a little bit of tea stain paper anyway, or paper or card or whatever you want to use. Make sure that's stuck down. So there we go, that is your hat, that's the rim of your hat. So that's really, really simple. Let me pop a little bit more glue just in there, just so that sticks down. So there we go, that's the rim of the hat. So that's quite simple. Now then we need to cover this up. Okay, so the same thing, let's get a piece of this like this, just a little square. We want to pop that on there like that. So these do squash down quite a lot. Where's my glue? Here we go. Let me just use a little bit of this to stop it moving about. Pop it in the middle. And I'm going to use a 3-in-1 and just go around the edge like this. Okay. Doesn't matter how, it doesn't have to be really neat because we're going to cover it up anyway with a little bit of ribbon or something. So just pull it down just around the outside like that, just so it squashes down like that, so it's all covered up. Just squash it in. There we go. Make sure that's all stuck down. Now we want to just cut some of this off. We don't need all of that on there. Makes it a bit too bulky. Oops. Just like that. Get rid of all those little bits. And we just want to stick this down. So keep putting my lid on because I have to have it upside down with the glue. Right, so just squash those bits in there and stick them down. Just cover it, just like that. So there we go. Then we've got the little hat bit, and that just sits on there like that. So then we've got the little hat. Okay. So I'm going to stick that down. Take a little bit more time than I'm doing to do it. Make it nice and neat and tidy. So I'm going to pop that in there. That's sort of in the middle. Squash that down, make sure it's all tucked in a little bit. But as I said, it doesn't matter because we're going to pop a little bit of ribbon or something around it. Now squash that down. Now what I've done with the other ones to make sure that this doesn't fall off, I don't think I put it back on this one, I stapled it. So I've stapled it through the bottom, so into this piece like that, so it doesn't fall off. This one I didn't cover, so I can show you what I've done. So just get your stapler, open it up, because the glue won't stick that on too well and we don't want it falling off. Make sure that's in the middle. Turn it over, just get your stapler and staple it in, and that will just hold it tight like that. Now you could use a glue gun. If you had your glue gun, you could use a glue gun, but I think that staple just holds it in just a little bit better like that. Not quite central, but never mind. Okay, so then is your chance to decorate it. Now I don't have a huge amount of very, very thin ribbon. That's quite nice, isn't it? So it's up to you what you put on it. I might have a little bit of pink on there, so you just, however you want to do it. I'm going to make a little bow, I think. See how big this bow, if it looks a bit too big. So you want some quite thin ribbon to make it look sort of in proportion, really. So let's just make a little bow. Let's go this way. Twist it so you've got the shiny side this way, like that. Now let's have a look. That doesn't look too big, does it? I'm going to just chop that off like that. And that will just sit on the back. And what we can do with this bit is just wrap it round the hat here. Perfect. Let's pop a little bit of glue on there. So they are so simple, and you can come up with loads and loads of different designs for your hats. But this is just a basic way of doing it. And it's nice and small and sort of flattish as well to fit into our journals. Or wouldn't it look lovely on a little Easter bag with a little Easter gift in it, or birthday? Lovely, I think. Let's just tuck that in underneath so it looks all nice and neat and tidy. There we go. You get my little scissors here. That's a little bit off there. A little bit more glue just to stick this bit down. Oopsie daisy. Just like that. Now where it joins there, I would pop my little bow on the back so you don't see the join. Let's just tuck it in under there a little bit more, just like that. So that looks so pretty, doesn't it? And then we can pop the little bow on, pop a little bit of glue on there, pop our bow, and I think the bow just makes it look so pretty, just like a lovely little sun hat. Little straw sun hat. I think that one is a little bit too long. There we go. And how pretty is that? Okay, so it'll probably be easier if you have a little bit of a thinner ribbon on there as well. But I think that looks so lovely. Now all we've got to do is add a paper clip. Now I'm going to just draw around a piece of this. This is the same size as this. I want to cover this up with a piece of tea stain paper. So let me just use my pen here. just draw a little circle around. We will cut this out. Just like this. Just sort of go on the inside of it so it's just a little bit smaller, so it will fit onto the bottom a little bit better and not go over the edges. Just like that. Let's just see, and that will fit perfectly. Let's cut these little bits off so they don't poke out. Little bits like that. Make it nice and tidy. Let's have, where's my glue? Let's pop a little bit of this on here. And then I'm going to use a little bit of the 3-in-1 because this is fabric. I'm just going to pop a little bit of this around the outside so it sticks a little bit better. It doesn't come off. Go. Just stick that down. Get rid of all those little bits that we don't want to see. Squash that down. Like that. Perfect. Now we just need to add a paper clip. So let's just take a paper clip. Ooh, glue everywhere. A little piece of card. That should be big enough, I think. There we are. Put some glue on. And then we pop that onto here. Just like that. Just make sure this is all stuck down nicely. Squash it down. Oops. There we go. Make sure it's dry. And there we go. We've got one beautiful little hat. Oopsie daisy. And you just make sure it's all flat and nice. And I think they look really, really pretty. And then that will just sit onto your little journal, tag, book, whatever you want to pop it on. And I think they are absolutely gorgeous. And there's you've got your little pink sun hat. So I think they're lovely. So there we go, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. So simple to do. Again, you can use all your recycling bits. So you use all your Amazon packaging and you've got little toilet roll tubes, and you can make this beautiful, you can make a lovely dress to match these as well. Can you imagine giving somebody a lovely Easter card with a beautiful dress and a hat on it? And you can also make something a little bit different, like these little steampunk hat, or you could make a lovely one for a top hat for a wedding as well. I think would look absolutely gorgeous. So lots and lots of ideas there for you guys. So I hope you enjoyed that. Please do give it a go. I'm looking forward to seeing them made and popped onto the Facebook group. So thank you so much for joining me. Please do take care of yourselves, and I will see you all soon. Bye bye.